What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all got to say about these topics. And let's get into this work. Paul Pierce has stated, this is what I love, man. Before I get into exactly what Paul Pierce is, I love it when the professionals, it used to be a narrative until the NBA guys start saying what the truths, the truth tellers has been saying. It used to be a narrative that the only way you can speak on a certain sport, and really this was only a narrative in basketball, but the only way you can speak on basketball on a professional level is if you played on a professional level. I don't know if y'all remember, but when I first got into this journalism game, it used to be a very mundane narrative because the casuals, right? They didn't want to hear the truth coming from a guy like me. So they thought that if they heard it from a Paul Pierce or a Gilbert Arenas or something like that, that they would get some validity because we all know that the media has been chirping LeBron James's narratives for years now. So they just assume these casuals, these bronzexuals, they just assume that all media members will fall in line, and that has not been the case. In fact, there's even been people of the media. Kendrick Perkins, Reggie Miller, to two people of recent memory. It's been these dudes that's been singing LeBron James's praises for far too long, who have been turning on him, saying again exactly the things that I be saying. So shout out to Paul Pierce, because this is something that I've been saying for quite some time. Paul Pierce said that LeBron James is holding Team USA back. All right, for the worse of the better. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but basically said that LeBron James is too old to be doing what he's doing. He doesn't have to do what he's doing as far as being ball dominant, as far as having to quote unquote facilitate the offense. Everybody that's on Team USA, ladies and gentlemen, for the most part, a great percentage, I say at least 90% of the guys that's on Team USA, 95% of the guys are franchise players somewhere else. They play the same role for their organizations that LeBron James plays for the Lakers. There's not that much difference in the role that Anthony Edwards plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, that LeBron James plays for the Lakers. And there's only a narrative that LeBron James does all of this crap. He's a stat pattern, ladies and gentlemen. He's not necessarily a point guard. He ain't necessarily a scorer. He's a stat pattern. But the point I'm making is, as far as a ball dominant player that needs to facilitate the offense, lead the offense, all of these dudes do that. Steph Curry does that. Been doing it for as long as LeBron James been doing. Not as long, but as far as these past decade, easily Steph Curry has played the same exact role for the Golden State Warriors that LeBron James plays for his teams. Same for Jason Tatum. Same for again, I want to say Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker. These younger guys, and Steph ain't that much younger, but still at 36, got a little bit more juice left in the orange. These younger guys can run. These younger guys want to run. These younger guys are accustomed to, carrying the heavy burden for a team. They don't necessarily have to depend on LeBron James. And something that I've always found crazy, and I'm seeing it with Steph Curry right now. It's like when you're a LeBron James teammate, bro, you can't be yourself. The system is the only basketball system that LeBron James could run. The system is LeBron James runs the show. Everybody else stands around and waits for him to give you the ball. That's the list system, ladies and gentlemen. That's all LeBron James' system is. Either LeBron James is going to shoot a dumb three and luckily hit it sometimes from time to time. Either he's going to drive to the rim and run over everybody, offensive foul, or he's going pass you the ball when it's 3 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds left on the clock. And with Team USA, the system may work in the NBA because you're not playing with franchise players from, the first roster spot to the bottom roster spot, but the system does not work with Team USA. And that's why you're seeing our offense being very stagnant. If Steph Curry was running the show, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the crazy part, and I noticed this. Steph Curry with Draymond Green is able to get cooking. You know what I mean? But Steph Curry with LeBron James is not. And people thinking that like Steph Curry's in some kind of funk. No, bro, it's LeBron. LeBron James doesn't allow other guys to play at the game speed. LeBron James does not play at game speed. He walks up the court on offense and defense. And basketball is 80% cardio. Just running back and forth. LeBron James don't want to do that, doesn't do that, and it stagnates the offense to a crawl. You know what I mean? Him trying to bag people down and play bully ball and all that kind of stuff that does not work in the real basketball system. And the only time it's worked in the past is when LeBron James has played with another franchise player. So I don't get why he's not, delegating to these other guys, because this is the only way he wins is when he has a lot of talent on his team. So let the talent shine, bro. And at this point, LeBron James, 39, 40 years old, he's supposed to be more of in a mentorship role. Shout out to Diana Taurasi. The Diana Taurasi in the All-Star game, the WNBA All-Star game, only played like half the game, less than half. Because she understands there's younger, gunners on the team. Let them do the role. I'll come in, give y'all, 10, 12 points if I need to. But I'm here majoritarily to mentor. I'm here for the most part to mentor the next generation. That's what LeBron James should be doing. LeBron James should not be the focal point of the Team USA offense. And I would just love to hear these bronze sexuals and these casuals try to tear down. These people have no shame. These dudes will literally try to tear down Steph, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? We could go to Joel Embiid. They're trying to do it to him right now. They'll tear down these other dudes that are walking 30 points, that average 30 points for their organizations, they franchises, are literally otherworldly when they play for their respective organizations. But with LeBron James, everybody just looks, out of the loop. And it's because Steve Kerr, this is a shame on him, man. This is a shame on Team USA, man. This is a shame on the whole NBA as a whole, basketball as a whole. This over glamorization with a 40-year-old basketball player, bro. They really been trying to promote this dude as if he's still in his prime, as if he's still one of the best basketball players out there, and he is not. When the actual product shows up, is not what they've been telling you, as far as in the media goes. Shout out to South Sudan, but the fact that the youngest country in the Olympics and the most inexperienced basketball team in the men's tournament was able to take the almighty USA Team USA to down to the wire, and we was only able to get a 1-point victory, bro. The South Sudanese team gave all these other international teams a blueprint. It'll be a matter of personnel at the end of the day, but they gave them a blueprint of how to beat USA, if not at least compete. This was unheard of in the Michael Jordan era, man. This was unheard of in the Kobe Bryant era. And respectfully, I know a lot of people trying to run with they trying to throw the narrative out there right now. Oh, these guys are playing more NBA players. First and foremost, a lot of these dudes that's playing now in this generation, maybe not in this per se generation. This more so a Kobe inspired generation, but the last generation, a lot of those guys that came into the league were inspired by the Dream Team. Inspired by Michael Jordan and those guys, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and beyond on an international level. They was inspired by those guys, so that's why the NBA has an influx of NBA player. I mean, of professional talent coming from everywhere, because everybody seen what the Dream Team did, and a lot of people have gotten inspired by that. That follows up with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is of the same cloth that Michael Jordan is of. So a lot of these dudes that's in basketball now is because of Kobe And Kobe inspired basketball players on an international level. So yeah, it's no surprise that these guys have stepped their game up. But and excuse me, there's more NBA talent now than it was before. But you know what we're supposed to do as Team USA? If everybody else is getting better, we're supposed to get better. We're supposed to be the standard. There's never should be an issue as far as talent goes when it comes to the team. When it comes to Team USA, when you got guys like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, when we got these kind of heavy hitters, we shouldn't be walking into France and struggling. We shouldn't be walking into Spain and struggling. That's just my opinion. If everybody else has gotten better and there's more talent than there ever was before, then at one point, some point, we were supposed to have gotten better and gotten more talented as well. You can't tell me that Ja Morant ain't one of the top basketball players in the world. So it's not a matter of competition. You know, they always trying to cook up a narrative or a excuse for LeBron James. It's not a level of competition. It's LeBron James. He's not good enough. It's not a crime to say that. It's not a crime to believe that. It's not a crime to see that and say it yourself, because that's what everybody else is seeing. That's what majority of the basketball world is seeing. And I love when these bronzexuals come and attack you, because they always be on my heels, you know what I mean, every day, all day for years now. Before I even started a sports journalist channel, I was going to war with bronzexuals, and it's always an emotional argument because I'm not a very emotional person on that level, you know what I mean, especially not when it comes to sports. I interject very little of my emotion in sports because I know what it is. Wins and losses, you know, don't get too excited when you win, don't get too down when you lose. It's all a game at the end of the day, and it's about learning the lesson. It's about taking the substance from the moments and you know. Anyway, that's just how I look at sports. So when these bronzexuals come at me yelling, screaming, trying to emotionalize the conversation, the number one reason why they can't stand me is because I don't react to them. I don't argue and debate. You know, it's nothing to argue and debate. There's never been a GOAT debate in my case. You know, 2007 set the deal for me. Like LeBron, no, LeBron James ain't Kobe. Ain't Kobe. He ain't Jordan. You know, at that point, Kobe hadn't lost any NBA Finals, so it was clear as day to me that no, actually he did lose in '04. I just capped. But anyway, in '07 that settled the GOAT debate for me, you know. And I just go back to that because it's all about a mentality kind of thing. It's all about an approach. It's not about the competition. And if it is about the competition, then you're supposed to meet the competition and surpass it. That's what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan went through the most, all of the legendary players, you know, the top 75, top 50, all of those guys, majority of the guys that's on that list came from the Michael Jordan era, from the 80s and the 90s. Majority of the most legendary players, the golden era of basketball, everybody knows it, is the 80s and the 90s. And Michael Jordan, you know, not so much in the 80s, but he walked through these dudes in the 90s. So much so that these guys discredit his competition now. You know, they try to make it seem like Michael Jordan was going up against plumbers when he was going up against Charles Barkley, all-time great, Patrick Ewing, all-time great, Hakeem Olajuwon, all-time great. All of these dudes that have inspired this generation, Michael Jordan was walking through them. So I don't like hearing that whole, you know, excuse about competition when it comes to LeBron James. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be putting $2 million into your body and all this, you know, all this crap. Well, where are the results? Where's the results of you minding the game? You know, when does that show up in the wash? So that's just my opinion on it, man. That's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested to know what y'all got to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.